Gotta seal the deal, friends. Okay, remember that. Seal the deal. If you have an opportunity to do so, clear your schedule and just do it. All right? How to have a threesome 2024. Let's get cozy, as I always say. Fix the pillow, shall we? Make the bed look nice. All right. Welcome back to my channel, Ali here. This is a channel where I talk about sex, relationships, and other weird stuff. This last little while, I've been spending a lot of time going through the comments on my page. As you know, the last video that I posted was a reaction to your rude ass comments on one of my previous videos about my so-called happy ending massage. But today's video, I'm gonna be answering some of your questions that I've been holding off on answering because I plan on just making a video about it. So if you did ask a question relating to this, I will tag this video in the response to that. And well, it mostly has to do with one topic, threesomes. I've done a few videos in the past on, you know, what apps to use to find a threesome partner, how to have a threesome, etc., etc., etc. But I still get asked questions all the time about how do I find a threesome? Me and my wife are looking to spice up our, you know, sex life, and we're looking for a partner, and what apps are good, and how do we do this, etc., etc., etc. I'm gonna try and condense a lot of the information from those videos and do a refresher video, I guess. How to have a threesome 2024. Just a reminder, friends, I am not an educator, I am not a therapist. Everything that I share with you is based on my own experience, the good and the bad. So if you get something out of it, great. If not, that's okay too. We're just all here to share and learn from each other at the end of the day. So the first part to this video is the burning question of how to find a threesome. All right, friends. So there are many different ways to find a threesome, which I will go through them. But the first and the most obvious, and maybe the easiest for most of you, although I wouldn't say it's the easiest, but I'll get to that after, so stay tuned, is the apps. All right. There are new applications popping up left and right on, you know, open relationships and poly relationships and fetish, kink stuff, etc., etc. There's so many. So how do you know which ones to choose? I'm gonna share 3 with you today, from least effective to most effective, based on my own experience and the experience of friends and people around me who have used them. The first one, and I'd say the least effective, but please give it a try because everyone has different experiences, is ThreeFun. Now, I've used this app a few years ago when I was diving into my own unicorn experience and wanting to experience with couples as a single female. It is an app specific for, you know, threesomes, hence the ThreeFun. But it is oversaturated with couples and not a lot of single people on there. So when I was a single person on there, I was getting message after message after message after message from couples, and it was very overwhelming. I did end up meeting a very nice couple on there after filtering many, because in my previous experience as a single person on these apps, you often find yourself in situations where the guy is managing the account and you're not quite sure if the girlfriend is aware that, you know, he's doing this, and it can get kind of weird, and you realize that he's just kind of in for it for the thrill for himself, and it's just a little weird. So anyways, I got lucky. I actually met a nice couple on there. If you want to hear the whole story, you can in my unicorn app video. All right, we didn't go all the way, but we still had fun. So there's that app that you can check out. But if you're a single female, just be careful, because like I said, it's oversaturated with couples. And the app is quite buggy, and I believe it's still quite buggy to this day. Now, the second application that I don't really have that much experience with, but I do have friends, single friends and couples who have used it and who have had good experience with it, and it has a bit more of a better reputation. It's a better crafted app, is Field, which is an app specific for people looking for open relationships, poly relationships, threesomes, experimenting, curiosity, things like that. And I've never really used it that much, just because I had so much success with the one I will be telling you next. But again, I have single friends who have used it looking for you know, a partner to have fun with and experience things with, and they found it very successful. And I also know some couples who have used it to meet a third partner to play with, and that was successful for them as well. So you can definitely try that out. And last but not least is my app of choice, which may not be an obvious choice to a lot of people, is Seeking, which is known to be a dating up. That's their tagline. Website, which means leveling up and, you know, dating successful and attractive people. It's basically for people who are looking to live a more luxurious type of lifestyle and so on. It started out as kind of a sugar daddy website many years ago, but they've rebranded since. But yes, this is the site that I used to find threesome partners with Gab. We had many great interactions on there. Most of the people that we met on there, we are still friends with today in a more, friendship way. It started out sexual, turned into friendship, always positive interactions. And it's not really made for couples. So I do have a lot of people commenting on my YouTube, confused about, I don't see an option for couples and so on and so on. I will do a video going through step by step on how I use this site as a couple. For example, making a profile on the males page, but then you have to become a paid member, and it is a little bit expensive. So, if you are interested in dishing up maybe around $100 a month, I know it's a lot for a dating app, but for us, it was definitely worth it. Then by all means, go for it and try it out. It was definitely a winner for us because people on there are just a little bit more open to experiences. There aren't a lot of couples on there, so that was what we had going for us. And if you're nice and you have good energy, then you're just going to attract that back. So it was always a great platform for us to use. I'm the one that ran the account. That's something that you decide with your partner. For me personally, as the female, I prefer running the account for a few reasons. I like to know what's going on. I also find it's a more gentle approach to the woman that you're trying to, get to hang out with you guys. And for me, when I was single, I really appreciated it when it was the female running the account, because at the end of the day, the two girls gotta connect, okay? If the two girls don't connect, then you're not really gonna have a nice threesome. So if the two girls vibe well, then you're off to the right start. But again, that's a personal preference. I do have a couple friends who the male runs the account. The girl couldn't care less. She's like, oh, like you figure it out, the logistics, you meet the person, you do all the talking and so on and so on. And that works for them. So, again, personal preference, whatever works for you. It takes time, right? You gotta invest, you gotta get with the chat, you need to be communicative, you need to use words, you can't just send emojis or like half-ass your grammar and stuff like that. You want to come off as approachable, trustworthy, and honest, just like you would in any kind of relationship, not just, a couple looking for a third partner. You gotta do all those things, you gotta be direct, and, don't be too flaky or standoffish, respond right away, be courteous and so on, because again, you want to build up that trust, right? And I had an interesting comment from one of you guys on YouTube. Hey, so we keep finding unicorns on Field and have met a few and had a good time, but many talk the talk and then back out last minute. Do you have any ideas on why this might be? There's a few things here based on my own experience. Oftentimes, I would meet a girl online and we would, start chit-chatting, and then we would start kind of just a little flirty, dirty talk, I love dirty talk so much, especially sexting. I love sexting. I'm a really, really good sexter and I can get super into it, right? So I would have a little fun with that, and then Gab would read the messages and it would be, just fun and funny and sexy for us, and she would be super into it. So we would ride the wave a little bit while at the same time trying to make plans to meet. Okay, so in a few days or in a week or whatever, but continuing the flirty texting and the sexting, which then turned into, some nudes and this and that. And then, we would, set a time to meet, and we would continue texting, and it would get hot and heavy. And then all of a sudden she would ghost. she would ghost me. This happened maybe once or twice. Once or twice it happened because I learned quickly, this is not the way to go. Because I realized that some of these girls, at least I think they're girls, I don't know, maybe it's a guy pretending to be the girl, I don't know. Anyways, I feel like they were on there kind of for the thrill of being desired, the thrill of, you know, trying something like that without fully immersing themselves in it and getting a little taste of what it is flirting with a girl or sexting with a girl or the idea of playing with a couple. And then, I don't know, who knows, maybe she was masturbating while I was texting her and then she came and she's like, oh, okay, I'm over it. Like, I don't need to participate in this experience because I'm kind of satiated and I got what I wanted, sort of thing. So after those moments, I stopped sexting and, you know, dirty talk with people that we were meeting or that we haven't met yet. Maybe I would continue doing that after we met or after we had an experience, but definitely not before, because that definitely happened once or twice. So I would definitely look out for that. Okay, if you're a couple, don't get too hot and heavy with someone through texting before, because they might ghost you. And you know, they like the idea of it or the fantasy of it, but for them to actually engage in it, not so much. They're still maybe a little bit scared or a little bit unsure, or maybe don't want to do it at all. Which brings me to my next point, I guess, which is don't delay the meet, okay? If you meet someone online that is interested to meet you, meet them as soon as you can, okay? Like, if you have a busy schedule, clear your schedule. Just clear it. Trust me, okay? Because if you let these things delay for too long, somebody is going to get uninterested, I think is the word. They will get uninterested and that'll be it. Like, the fire will be gone, the spark will be gone, okay? And I am speaking from experience on both ends. So as a unicorn, I remember when I met that couple for the first time. We met in the sex club and it was such like a nice experience. We didn't have sex or anything, but we had planned to meet again to, you know, go all the way. I was gonna go over for dinner and we would have a nice night and I was super into it. But you know, then life happened. She lived somewhere, he lived somewhere else. They both lived far, they both had busy jobs. I had a busy job. Some other personal stuff was going on in my life. We kept trying to make plans and someone had to cancel and so on. And then at the end, I don't know, it was maybe 2 or 3 or even 4 weeks down and I was, you know, going away on a work trip and I was just not into it anymore. The moment had passed, which was really unfortunate because I think they were disappointed because I know how hard it is to find someone who is interested in, you know, spending time with you as a couple like that. But it happens, you know, it happens. That's why for this person who commented on YouTube, you know, what happens when we talk and we talk and we talk, just don't let it go on for too long, okay? And if it does, like, just, I don't know, move on to the next person and find somebody else. That's it. Because yeah, if you let it go on too long, I'm sorry to say, but chances are it's not gonna happen. All right, you gotta seal the deal, friends. Okay, remember that. Seal the deal. If you have an opportunity to do so, clear your schedule and just do it. All right. Again, if you have kids, find a babysitter, rent a hotel room. So usually what happened in our cases, we go out on a date, we either go for, you know, for a snack or a drink or a dinner or whatever. And then, you know, usually like we seal the deal. It kind of happens because the vibe is good and so on. And we go back to our hotel room. Or if, you know, we're staying with friends or something, then we've definitely gotten a hotel room, you know, in that moment. At the end of the night, you know, when the juices are flowing and everyone's feeling really nice, you know, we politely ask them like, so how do you feel? Like, do you want to come back to our hotel room with us? And they'll say yes. And then, you know, we kind of book something and do it that way. Or if you want to take the pressure off, you can offer them a 15-minute date, which is something that Gab came up with, which I thought was really cute because usually the date ends up lasting longer than 15 minutes, but it kind of gives the third person an out and makes them feel comfortable. So you could say, we can meet up for a drink, one drink, you know, 15 minutes. And then after the 15 minutes, let's just, you know, touch base and see if we want to continue or not. And people think it's kind of funny and cool. And like I said, what ends up happening anyways is that we choose to continue the date, you know, but people like to have the option of the out. So yeah, in our experience, I guess we usually ended up, you know, sealing the deal, I guess you could say, in that evening. There were definitely a few times where we didn't, for whatever reason. If the date went really well with the girl, you know, there might be some flirting and kissing and stuff like that, and definitely yes. So do you want to, you know, see each other again, sort of thing? And then she'd say yes. And again, don't wait too long before you see each other. Plan something immediately for a few days after or whatnot, because again, if it goes on too long, chances are it might not happen. So 2 other ways where you can go and meet someone, if it's not going to be on an application, is going to a sex club or some kind of fet life party or kinky party or something like that. I personally don't have experience with that. I've been to a sex club once with Gab. There are definitely a lot of couples there. There were a few single people, but it was my first time. I was super shy to go up to people, so I didn't really experiment in that sense. I'm sure, you know, if we would do it again, or if we'd find ourselves in that setting in a different mindset, maybe I would be more open to explore and flirt like that. But honestly, I personally get really shy in group settings like that. So I'm much more of an application texter kind of person, because I feel much safer, I feel much more confident, and I feel really strong in my abilities to kind of, I guess, get someone. So yeah, that's just me. And now the last option, which some of you may or may not feel comfortable with, I don't know, is just hire someone, pay for someone. If, you know, it's your first time and you want to try it. I know some people, you know, have different views in terms of how they feel about paying for sex. But just know there are professionals out there who do this sort of thing. I am not very knowledgeable in terms of where to go, what to look out for. Like, I'm still asking questions to people who I guess have more experience in this area, you know, what's safe, what's not safe, you know, how to do it a bit kosher, I guess you would say. But I will share something with you guys. It was the pandemic, and it was Gab's birthday. It was the first birthday that we were sharing together as a couple. And I did hire someone for his first threesome, which was a very nice birthday gift. So I did a little bit of research and I did hire somebody, and it was a really great, fun and funny experience. We had a great time. He was very happy and the girl was awesome. Maybe I'll tell you guys that story another time. So, you know, if done the right way, again, I don't really know what the right way is. If you want to experiment with your partner and you're not really sure where to go, how to do it, the apps are overwhelming and so on, consider hiring somebody, okay? Because these girls, or some of these girls, you know, I guess depending where they come from, they are professional sex workers. They know what they're doing. They make you feel very comfortable. They're very kind, they're very safe, and you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. It could potentially, I don't know, make you feel safe as a couple as well, knowing that you're hiring a professional who won't get, you know, romantically involved or too emotional, you know, in the couple, because I know a lot of people have concerns about trying these things because of, you know, the emotional and the attachment component to it. But if it's a professional, it's very professional. It's like, I'm here to do a job. Let's all have fun. And leave it at that. Are you a satisfied customer? Yes, no, okay, thank you, good day. See you again soon. And you know, refer me. There's that too. But at the end of the day, like I always say in all of my videos, if you are going to pursue this kind of thing with your partner, always make sure you are communicating your wants, your desires, your needs, your fears, your insecurities. That is the most important thing for you to have a successful threesome experience. Also, make sure that one person isn't necessarily only doing it to satisfy the other person, because sometimes that doesn't usually work out. You need to have some kind of curiosity to embark on this kind of journey with your partner. Even if you're not 100% sure, just a hint of curiosity and excitement to do it. Because if you're only doing it for the other person, there's gonna be resentment there. There's gonna be weird stuff, weird insecurities, and so on. But I guarantee you that if it's with the right person, AKA your partner, and then with the right person that you guys, bring in, that it can do wonders for your relationship. Just not in terms of you two as a couple, but you as a human in general, just establishing more confidence in yourself, more security, more ability to communicate and feel comfortable with others and so on, and open up a whole new world of trust and honesty and I don't know, all that. There's a lot of good that can come from it. If you have any questions or comments, please drop them in the section below and I will be happy to answer them. I will be happy to do other videos elaborating more on some of the stuff that I've talked about, maybe doing a little seeking tutorial on how to use it as a couple. That's it, friends. So thank you so much for watching, as usual. And I don't know, if you like my channel, please consider subscribing. And yeah, you can also send me an email if you'd like. If you don't want to comment publicly below, you can shoot me an email and I'd be happy to try and answer your question or your comment more privately. But keep it clean, okay? Keep it clean. No unsolicited dick pics, please. Okay, thank you guys. THREESOME.